Hi, I'm Irving, and I have no life, just like you.
The Ballad of Irving. Irving. Big fat Irving. Big sport Irving. The 142nd fastest gun in the West.
There's not a whole lot I can say about the origins of ODST, how it related to the main game thread, and the controversy that surrounded it when it was released that hasn't already been said. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, Google it. At the time, I didn't really have a horse in that race, so I really didn't care. And with rare exceptions, I don't buy my games new, so it pretty well didn't affect me. I just like to play my little games and make my little videos and hopefully bring a smile to your face. So here we go. We are losing. What a startling revelation. I had no idea. So that's what ODST stands for. Not that it matters, it never comes up again. Near suicidal. I guess it's good to know it's not really a done deal yet.
The best of the best of the best, sir! Yeah, with honors.
We open on a ship where the troops we'll be playing as are getting ready for action.
The Navy put up a good fight.
Of course they did. It's Earth.
Better late than never.
How about you show some respect, Romeo?
Just saying, Dutch. They missed one.
No. They left it for us.
You know the music. Time to dance.
Hello, beautiful.
We heard two names there, Romeo and Dutch. We'll be both of them at some point. Then we learned that A, we're apparently on Serenity and Nathan Fillion is immortal, and B, in 400 years they still haven't rooted out sexism. But there's more to it than that.
At least they listen.
To me. And they're not gonna like what they hear.
Orders are orders.
Come on, Veronica. What could be more important than that carrier?
My orders. And Buck, call me Captain. I'll pass on that dance. But you can show me where to sit.
So she's in charge. I wonder how many weeks Romeo's going to be scrubbing pots for that hello beautiful remark.
You gonna tell us her name, Gunny?
Ms. Naval Intelligence. Our new boss.
Oh, brother.
So check your mouths, find your chairs, and get set for a combat drop.
Nathan Fillion also doesn't take any sexist crap from his troops. Good for him. We finally become a character and learn that, at least for the moment, our name is apparently Rookie. Whatever. How does this pod thing work? Close the door a little harder next time.
Latest intel reports Covenant troops are massing beneath the carrier.
They're pulling back? Why?
Not gonna find out way up here.
So the Covenant are pulling back from where they were. What does that mean for us? This thing has some kind of controls, but at the moment they don't seem to be doing anything.
I take it back. Navy got its butt kicked.
Hey, Romeo, remember when I told you to shut your mouth?
Yeah?
Consider that a standing order.
Captain, 15 clicks off the deck.
Stand by to adjust trajectory. On my mark.
What'd she just say?
Mark! We're way off course. We're heading exactly where I need to go.
But we're gonna miss the carrier.
There's the carrier. So if the carrier isn't our mission, what is?
The carrier's going to jump. It's a ammunition!
EMP! Losing power! They popped your chutes! We're going in hard!
Oh crap. Here we go with that ship that bugged out and melted the whole city. Well, I guess we're sunk, because if there's enough energy to do that, this little box sure isn't going to save me. Okay, that was a short game. I never even got to take control of a character. Well, nothing to do but roll the credits. Oh wait, there's more? But how did I even survive that? My pod should be melted slag by now, and I should be an evaporated pile of goo inside it. We never get an answer. Blow the door off the pod and we start out, ay-yi-yi! I just dropped something like 10 stories. No duh, my stamina's low. What was that all about? Stamina comes back with time, but apparently stamina and health are two different things in this game. You have to find a health kiosk to get your actual health back.
Or your money back.
At least I got an achievement for finding one and not dying slowly. I guess that's something. Or not. Next, we see how our visor works. Oh, excuse me. Visor. It's sort of a combination low light vision and target identifier. Bad guys are red, good guys are green. Since there's not a good guy within about 5 parsecs, pretty much everything you encounter is going to be red. I mostly used it just for finding them in this god-awful color scheme. That Dark Times thing is an achievement of some kind. I didn't really pay much attention to it or most of the others that popped up. They don't gain you anything in the way of upgrades or stuff like that. It's just a bragging rights thing. If you're into that, have fun with it. The main task right now is to figure out where you are and where everybody else is. I'm not sure why there's still Covenant in the city, because their carrier bugged out and left that mess behind, but I guess the best thing to do is just not ask too many questions. I'm not sure I can do that. There's no map, no nav points, no communication, nothing but empty streets that go nowhere and the occasional Covenant squad. It's dull. The visuals are flat and boring. Nothing happens for long stretches, and it's really not even a good puzzle level, because the only puzzle is, which way do I go? That's not a puzzle, that's lousy mechanics. Anyway, the brutes are still in love with their gadgets, and the bubble shield is as effective as ever. And the grunts are as entertaining as ever.
Oh, what sad times are these when passing ruffians can say "ni" at will to old ladies.
You are separated from your ODST squad. Really? I hadn't noticed. So who's the city superintendent? How do I contact him, her, or it? And how is he, she, or it still alive in this mess? A little further on I heard a phone ringing. Suppose that's a clue? So the city superintendent really was an it. At least now we have a map of the city, for all the good it does us, without having any idea where to go or where the rest of the squad is. We can set waypoints for ourselves, so we have a navigation compass, but what's the good of setting a waypoint if I don't have any idea whether it's anywhere near anything significant or not? Then suddenly, we have an actual direction to go. That's one in a row. The overall objective here is explore the city at night? Seriously? And finding that phone was an actual objective. Would have been nice to know. And this stuff is taking way too long. As quick as the one was cleared, there's no reason why the other couldn't have appeared instantly. I'm sorry, but I am more bored than ever now. Make your way to the beacon and you find this. It belongs to Buck, our boss played by Captain Mal Reynolds. And without warning, we are Captain Mal. I mean Buck. Oh God, no.
Squad, what's your status? You still with me, Buck?
Yeah. Give me a sec.
I hit pretty hard. My hatch won't open. How about yours?
Works great.
She can't get out of her pod, so you head off to help. Meanwhile, we get some General Hospital type soap opera backstory about how these two used to date and they have different ideas about what went wrong, and I really don't care, just give me something to do! That's a decent start. A skill achievement, like so many headshots, is one that I can have fun with, so I went after that one. That pistol is great for popping grunts in the head. Within 2 minutes, I was halfway to the achievement. I didn't think I was going to care about those things, and you got my attention. Nicely done. And not too much further, I found another one that got my attention.
You will die.
I like the name, too. And if you've been following the series, you know I love doing that with plasma grenades.
Trooper, over here! I saw your pod hit. You're one lucky SOB.
See any more come down?
Ah, negative. But I didn't see much of anything after that flash. But listen, some of these buildings are open. Should be able to get inside. Flank the Covenant on the streets.
Roger that, thanks.
He didn't see the other pods come down, but he knows all about the buildings being open so you can flank the Covenant. Don't ask, just take his advice. Openable doors are the ones with green lights where the knob would usually be. A red light means don't bother. Head into the nearest specially marked building and you come out on a balcony where you can help rescue some soldiers. Further up and you have a bird's eye view of the street below and the Covenant coming up it. After I took out most of the grunts, I started taking long distance pot shots at this brute just for the heck of it. I ran out of ammo for my pistol, so I figured I'd see how the plasma rifle did at this range. Okay, his energy shield is still active. Now it doesn't appear to be. If I can hit him, aiming from this distance is not easy. And down he goes. Down he goes, having never once moved from that spot to, I don't know, take cover? That may well be the dumbest creature I have seen yet. I thought only a Spartan could do that. Fight on and you come to this. Is that part of the city? And if so, why? What would be the purpose of having whatever these things are supposed to be all over a major metropolis? I don't get it. Or did the Covenant put them here? And if so, how did they do it so fast? They only just got here. This doesn't make any sense. Really, a lot of things don't make sense. Like why the enemy AI have been dumbed down so bad. Watch these guys.
You do the honky ponky and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about.
Our side didn't fare much better in that department.
My, you son of a bitch! Man down!
I guess he's down. He ran face first into the enemy fire. Anybody who wasn't down after a stunt like that is probably a Spartan. But anyway, I wish I could say those were aberrations, but they're really not. Check out this brute. He is going to put his head through that wall or know the reason why. Usually with something like this, they get unstuck after a bit. Not today. Look, he's still at it. Even shooting him doesn't dissuade him. When I told you to go bite a wall, that's not what I meant. I hope I don't need to elaborate on those last few clips. The quality here is subpar and definitely sub-Halo. I'm hoping there's enough good stuff to make up for it, but there's only one way to find out. When I dealt with the next wave, there was one jackal left on this tower thing. I had to go up there to take it out, then get back down. Jumping off that thing put my health in the red. This guy is a wuss. Where'd they find him and how'd he pass the physical? By telling him his name was Steve Rogers? I don't know, but that's a little much. And it doesn't help that, according to the early part of the game, we have both stamina and health, and there's no indicators anywhere to tell us the status of either one. So we get 2 mystery deteriorations instead of the usual 1. Well, people did say they wanted more for their money. You hear from Veronica that she's still stuck in her pod and the Covenant have spotted her. Buck dashes off to save her. As before, we're following a beacon and that's how our compass knows how to tell us which way to go. Past a billion Covenant, including a pair of hunters, and you reach the pod.
I'm here. I got you. Oh, nuts. Whoa, whoa! Whoa!
Of course it's empty. She was trapped in it and couldn't get out. Wait, give me that again? What's going on here? And what was that other thing that Romeo shot? Oh, one of those. And what's with the point of view change? Well, that clears it up. What was all that? Buck and Romeo have a fairly civil exchange, then they agree on one thing. Whatever Veronica's covert mission was, screw it. Find the rest of the men and let's get out of here. So that's another squad member's beacon. Whose? It doesn't say. Who am I now? It doesn't say that either. Apparently my own name is a need-to-know thing. Which way is out of here?
Oh, he's not here to help.
Was that ever a question? Or did the grunts learn to do sarcasm? Meanwhile, I'm as handy with a plasma grenade as ever. As I've said before, nobody can kill a dead enemy like I can. Most of the time I found the map less than useful, mainly because it tries to be 3D but just ends up obscuring a lot of stuff. I wound up using the map to get a general direction, then fine-tuning it with Irving's Law. Follow the bad guys. Most of the time that worked, but oddly enough, there were a couple of blind alleys that had bad guys in them and I had to backtrack after I dealt with them. So I couldn't use my law as a hard and fast rule. I have to admit, that was interesting. 1 point to the plus column. I almost couldn't believe I got away with that, but with some circling and stealth techniques I learned from Sam Fisher, I was able to sneak up on him. Very nice. Another point to the plus column.
Since when do we have...
I made it up! The jackals are as stupid as ever.
I'll bet you can't do that again. I'll bet you can't do it again. I'll bet you can't do it again. I'll bet you can't do it again. Okay, maybe you can.
In this courtyard, or whatever it is, you find the beacon.
You heard from Mickey? Dutch?
Negative.
We need to get above this crap. Link with the B-net. One of our drones must have seen where they hit.
Good hunting, boys. I'm keeping my boots on the ground.
I feel as though I'm looking at one of those how many things can you find wrong with this picture puzzles. I guess my name is Dutch, and I've apparently landed a hell of a long way from my squad because they've all been wandering around in the nighttime city and it's daytime wherever I am. And what's up with the jets going over? I don't remember anything about that. And why the heck do I have a Spartan laser? My other weapon is the SMG, or submachine gun, so what I lose in quick fire with the Spartan laser, I lose even worse in effectiveness with the SMG. Perfect. So what am I supposed to do? Okay, this uplift reserve is some kind of game preserve, if I'm following correctly. It's apparently away from the city where the others landed, but based on that mission, it sounds like that was on purpose. And Dutch wasn't the only one. I guess a whole bunch of us got sent here to clear the Covenant out of this park. Why is this park so important? Because the bosses said so. End of discussion.
Trooper! Over here! Help us secure this vehicle!
You're the only one with the strength to flip a warthog, but as you're doing so, the Covenant attack. It's a pretty good fight, and a couple of the brutes even come at you with choppers.
Thanks for the assist, Trooper!
Excuse me, we weren't done. Did you see that chopper screaming around there? And there was a second one? Oh, never mind. Let's get on with it. I will, however, give him credit for knowing the magic word. Warthog.
Warn the chieftain! The enemy has breached them!
Kill that ghost before it raises the alarm!
Still the best time in any Halo game. And sometimes the Covenant are just too cooperative.
Trooper, you're almost at 2nd Platoon's location. Give them a hand and push to the primary objective.
What is the objective, Colonel?
You know the Covenant carrier that slipped away from the city? We need to secure its old LZ. Snatch a Tier 1 asset.
Now I'm really confused. Is he talking about the ship that melted the whole place? What's left of its LZ? Or is he talking about some other ship? I have no idea. And if this Tier 1 asset is at the old LZ in the city, why am I clear to heckin' going out here? Everybody in the whole place has a different idea of what our mission should be, and the primary one isn't even telling us what it is. I've been trying to give this thing all the benefit of the doubt, but I am so freaking lost that all I know to do is follow my compass, keep killing stuff, and hope somewhere along the line something makes sense. But I'm not holding my breath waiting for that to happen. You reach the 2nd Platoon's location and have to take out a pair of wraiths that are giving them no end of grief. The colonel who's been briefing you says they're less armored on the back, so let's see if that makes a difference.
I'll take that as a yes.
I do love the Warthog, and if it turns over, it's easy enough to fix.
Right here! My sister had the same problem before I showed her how to drive stick.
I don't need that from anybody. Get in, shut up, and hang on.
Ah! It's got a turret!
No, they don't.
Look! The elevator! Incoming!
What the hell just happened?
Subspace rupture! Must have weakened the support rings. All units. Target us.
is a space elevator? This level is the first time I've ever heard of one. What does it do besides explode? I don't know. But somehow it let our special asset get away. So much for that mission plan. Now what? Well, what do we always do when we don't know what to do? Irving's law again. Follow the bad guys. There's plenty of them, so you get a lot of time in the Warthog. I have to admit, as Warthog sequences go, this is one of the best. It's extensive, diverse, requires some creative thinking. All in all, it's way too much fun. So take your time and get all you can out of it. I noticed it was counting the wraiths I killed, but I just assumed we were heading for a certain number. But that number is tied to the level itself. That's different. I like it. Just past here, the guy on the radio tells you to drive through a gap and jump off a cliff. So you do it?
Lord, I didn't train to be a pilot. Tell me I don't have any more flying to do today. So, was that a yes or a no? Amen.
I just had to let that run. So that thing was the drone optical medoodle that the other guy found. And he's still looking at it. Question: if he found that widget, why didn't he also find Dutch? Where'd he go? And who am I, anyway? At this point, I'm so lost there's only one thing to do. My visor map has a name on it, but I can't read it. It seems to say Rogue, but I don't know of any character by that name. I suppose it could be Rookie, because that's what they've been calling him, but is that really what his own map would say? As I understand it, I'm mostly the Rookie, going around the city, piecing together what happened to the others. By becoming the others. Does the brass know the Rookie can do that? But we get even more mysteries. At a train station, we access a computer of some kind and hear this.
Hello, traveler. The Mombasa Transit Authority welcomes you to Kikowani Station. How may I serve?
One ticket to Old Mombasa, please.
We've added a scavenger hunt to the game. At various places, you can pick up more pieces of this story if you can find the comm terminals. If you're interested, go for it. If not, you know. We keep following the latest beacon, and isn't it curious how the next one doesn't seem to turn itself on until you found the previous one? You get to this big Gauss gun turret, and suddenly you're Mickey on unpronounceable boulevard 90 minutes after the drop.
Hey, where's the fight at?
Take a guess, genius.
Son of a gun!
Mickey the idiot!
The next task is to get in the tank and destroy a wraith, which of course is just an excuse to play with the tank.
Covenant's been rolling us back block by block. Every Marine in the city is heading for a rally point near the Naval Intelligence Building. You ought to come with us.
Sure, as long as I get to drive the tank.
I rest my case. The tank can do that. The tank can do that. It can even get you a checkpoint.
Dutch, what are you doing up there?
I'm on a rocket! Kill that Wraith!
Told you. You've just rescued Dutch, who was pretty well under siege by that Wraith and its support troops. You take him out, rescue him, hold off a little counterattack, and then what? Let's check the objective. So I've done everything. Okay, am I just supposed to stand here with Dutch and pretend to be a statue like he's doing? I don't understand. Finally, I just started wandering around, and through a door I found more Covenant. Follow the bad guys.
Grenade out!
I did not realize that the spike grenades also stick to enemies. I'm going to have to explore this more. In any case, this leads to just about the best firefight in the whole game. The Covenant apparently knew this was our rally point and dropped in behind us with just about everything they've got. I'd been carrying a rocket launcher all this time as my secondary weapon, and it turned out I had exactly 2 rounds for it, just enough to take out the Wraith they brought. From there, it's basic Halo action, and it's a blast. Once that's done, you and Dutch regroup.
It's you and me. My vote, hold up, wait for backup.
Thank God! Does one of you know how to use explosives?
Your vote just got overruled. Oh.
You go back to being the rookie and start toward the next beacon. No particular reason for that one, I just thought it was really cool. This brute wasn't as dumb as some of the others. In one piece of that scavenger hunt, we hear this.
Whoa, wait. Train's talking back to you now? What the heck's going on?
Sir, I'm really sorry about this. I was just trying to get out of the city. Virgil, I am going to enlist.
Watch your speed. Children at play.
I'm 19. And besides, the UNSC is taking everyone it can get. It's exactly what Dad would say.
You know, Train's got a point. A lot of soldiers are dying these days.
He's not a train. He's a city. A bad, bad city.
This Virgil character she's been arguing with through all these snippets is a city? And it talks to her. And only to her. I got nothing. You fight on to the next beacon and mind meld with it.
Stand by to discuss projections. On my mark. We're way off course. We're heading exactly where I need to go.
You're Dutch again, and you're in the middle of a race to blow a bridge before the Covenant can get across it. You set the charges, and then everybody starts yelling at you to get up to the watchtower and blow them.
About damn time! Do it, trooper!
Kill their infantry! Don't let them cross the bridge!
I'll do that just as soon as I figure out where it is.
Use the laptop to trigger the charges! Watch those raids! They've got us dialed in!
What's the holdup, Dutch? Blow this sucker sky high!
The holdup is I still don't know where the damn thing is. Plus all these big ugly monsters shooting at me. That's a bit of a holdup too. Should I be writing this down for you?
Reloading! Now's my gift!
Bridge all accepted. Have a
Yeah! That's the way!
I didn't do anything. I didn't push any buttons. I didn't find any laptop. Maybe I shot one of the charges and that did it. Or maybe, yet again, the game just got tired of waiting for me and did the job itself. Whatever the reason, I never did find that trigger they were talking about. And by 10 minutes past this point, I didn't care anymore. And I still don't. More Covenant land on the other side of the wall behind you, so you head through a tunnel to go stop them. The goal is to keep them away from a huge building beyond that wall because it's some sort of data center and the techs there are dead meat if the brutes get to them. So let's go meet them.
This is not going to plan, go ram it!
Of course there's too many of them, so you have to retreat inside the building. The one we're supposed to keep them out of. Just for kicks, I stayed outside for a while and kept the firefight going. Inside, I got on a turret and we braced for the inevitable attack. We also learned that the building is wired to explode. One of the guys correctly points out that we're still inside, but I guess we'll deal with that later.
Got him!
Damn right!
Oh man, that's the way it's done! We got more contact! Stand down, 95!
Nailed!
That's Halo! Even in this game, it does occasionally show up. After you hold off that charge, you go over to the other side of the room and do it all over again. I've been waiting for this for a while. When it's done, you ride an elevator to the roof where your evac vehicle is waiting. Unfortunately, so are a Kabylion Covenant. During this fight, we get treated to some authentic Marine vulgarities.
Roll over, Mike Foxtrot, and get yourself foxtrotted!
Scandalous language! I'm sure that's how they talk, yes? Mop things up there and off you go.
Hey, you fellas know a gunnery Sergeant Buck?
Sure do.
Patching him through.
Glad you boys are safe and sound.
Likewise, Gunny. You need a pickup?
As long as you're offering. We're in the police HQ.
Can you take us there?
Affirmative.
All right. You up top.
What?
This day ain't turning out so bad after all!
The rookie concludes his telepathic invasion of the detonator, having seen all that stuff that just happened through its eyes. Well, that's a fine way to treat it after all it did for you, you heartless beast!